Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we have an amazing review because this is the very first time in the history of my channel and in the history of my collection that I have the opportunity to review something from Guilherme Bilinski Art. I have been a huge fan of Guilherme Bilinski Art for a very long time, ever since I had seen the Roberta model that he had created. I've been just dying to get something of his into my collection, and I finally have something from Guilherme Bilinski Art, and you can quite clearly see what we've got today. I would like to think if you're a dinosaur fan, you'd probably know what this is. This is the Littlefoot model that he has recently released. Obviously from the Land Before Time, and it looks insanely awesome, like an absolutely picture-perfect interpretation of Littlefoot. He has captured everything about Littlefoot perfectly here in the model, whether it's the base, the sculpt, the paint, the overall appearance to the face, the positioning of the body, just everything looks perfect on this model. A really cool interpretation of Littlefoot, and this is something that you really haven't seen much of anybody touch on, would be the Land Before Time, which is kind of confusing because that is a very popular dinosaur series. But I mean, I guess I kind of understand as far as most companies go, they probably think things like the Land Before Time wouldn't sell that well because it's more of like a kid's cartoon. But if you're my age, the Land Before Time was a very big part of your childhood, so growing up loving dinosaurs as a child, of course, I watched The Land Before Time. I loved The Land Before Time, and still to this day as an adult, I definitely still enjoy that original movie. So having a Littlefoot model is incredible, especially one as beautiful as the one that we see here from Guilherme Bilinski Art. And on top of the beautiful Littlefoot model, he also gave me this, which is a certificate of authenticity of the Littlefoot model. Again, we have the Guilherme Bilinski Art right there, and we also have his autograph as well as the limited edition number down here. We could see that it was released in 2021, and if you can see that number, we have 1 of 50. So first of all, there's only 50 of this available to buy, so that's extremely limited. But the fact that I have number 1 is amazing to me because I have never had number 1 of a limited edition of anything in my life. So that is probably one of the coolest aspects of this entire thing. And another thing that's really neat about this certificate, if you haven't taken notice to it already, is the fact that it is a tree star. So pretty much what Littlefoot wants throughout the course of the movie, a tree star is also the certificate of authenticity of our Littlefoot. So Guilherme Bilinski Art nailed it as far as everything when it comes to this release goes, and I am extremely excited to take a closer look at this with you guys, so let's go ahead and do that right now. So starting up here at the head sculpt of our Littlefoot, again you can see that he has captured every aspect of Littlefoot perfectly and just brought it to life here with this model. You can see the coloration looks, again, picture perfect as far as the tones of color. We have that nice light brown that kind of runs along the mouth of Littlefoot, as well as that darker brown that runs up over the top. And you can see that the transition is, very abrupt, exactly like you see on Littlefoot in the film. And you can also see the eyes are painted beautifully. They've been given that nice black eye with that white spot like you see there to kind of insinuate the eye shine. You can also see an orange, then a black, and then a white. And then we also have the eyelashes there up above, just like you see on Littlefoot in the film. And it also does sport a very nice gloss coat. You can as well see, again, with Littlefoot looking directly at us, that his eye placement is picture perfect. So he's looking exactly at us like you would expect him to. You can also see the nostrils up here on the top of the snout, sculpted out very beautifully. And again, the inside of the mouth as well sports the teeth of Littlefoot, exactly like you see in the film, painted nicely with a white. You can also see the tongue in there. It's a little tough to see because the mouth is pretty small, but it is definitely in there, and the entire inside of the mouth sports a very nice gloss coat as well. To make it look very lifelike, you can also see the ears as we lead back here to the back of the head of Littlefoot, and the ears are highlighted with a darker coloration inside. Same deal over here for this side. Again, the head sculpt is so picture perfect to what Littlefoot looks like in the film. As you lead back here into the back of the head, you can continue to see that darker brown run down the course of the back of the body. You can also see some nice creasing there in the back of the neck of Littlefoot as you lead down his long neck, of course, because he's a long neck. neck. And although in the film, of course, he has that kind of smooth-like appearance to him, they don't really add too much actual skin detail or anything to him, that's the exact same style and appearance that you have to this, but at the same time, he has added some really nice texturing that's very fine, that is actually almost hard to pick up on unless you really get it in a nice light. So I feel like he's taken Littlefoot, continued to give it that iconic look, keeping true to what Littlefoot looks like in the film, but at the same time adding kind of like some elements of realism to him. As you lead down here, you see some more creases at the bottom of the neck. Again, the coloration continues to look picture perfect as far as how Littlefoot looks. And then again, as you lead up here into the back, you can kind of see like those humps, those ridges that run along the spinal column of Littlefoot. And once you come back here to the body again, you can see he has done a great job of highlighting the different areas as far as like the creases and everything goes. Like he's taken a dark brown and applied it to all of the creases pretty much exactly again like you would see on Littlefoot in the film, really giving him that cartoon type of a look. And you see that same thing as you move down throughout the course of the legs, like with the skin folds there in the joint of the elbow itself, and then even down here in the wrist, you continue to see how he's highlighted those creases very nicely with that dark brown. And then as you lead down here into the foot, you can see the toes are all sculpted very nicely, and the nails are also painted very nicely with an off-white or a light gray. And again, he's highlighted all of the toes with that darker brown. So he's done a great job, again, of really keeping up with that cartoonish type of a look like you would expect on the figure. Same deal again as far as highlighting the kneecap here in the back of the dinosaur on the rear leg, and same deal back here as far as the creasing behind the thigh, and then again down in the ankle, as well as the toes, and then down here in the toenails of Littlefoot. And then as we lead out the length of the dinosaur, you can see we have the nice short tail like you see on Littlefoot in the film. And then again, the same deal over here. You can see some slight difference as far as the positioning of the limbs, as we have the right leg a little bit further forward than the left, and on this side, the left leg is a little bit further forward than the right. And again, the sculpts look great. I love the slight turn in the ankles here. Very childlike appearance to Littlefoot, which is, again, another aspect that you would really want to capture when creating a Littlefoot model. And you can also see, again, the twist in the neck is nicely captured as far as like creasing in the skin. And you can even see Littlefoot's throat again down here on the underside. So much very nice detailing, so much incredible paintwork to Littlefoot. And again, it's just about as picture perfect of a Littlefoot as you're ever going to find, and easily the most high quality Littlefoot that I've ever seen in my life. An absolutely awesome addition to my collection. And then the base for Littlefoot as well is fantastic. You can see we have a nice earthy area here, and we also have some rocks sticking up, but he's managed to do such a good job of keeping this base in kind of like a cartoonish way. Like it really looks like it could be part of the cartoon. Like once you actually put it on the base, it almost looks like it could have been a screenshot of the film. And again, he's done a great job of adding in some really nice coloration and really nice sculpt to the earthy area, as well as the stones here bordering around the base, but continuing to keep it looking that really nice, again, cartoonish style like you would have seen in the film. And then you can also see Guilherme Bilinski right here, 2021, which is pretty cool to have that on here as well. And then you can also see that this, again, the big circular area of the base is painted with a black, and then the underside sports a very nice, very soft feel to it, continuing with that very high quality look and feel overall. So an absolutely amazing release, and I am so psyched to not only have a Littlefoot in my collection that is as beautiful as this, but to finally have something from Guilherme Bilinski Art. Now, as far as a size goes, Littlefoot is really quite small. So for a length, you're looking at about 4¼ inches or around 10.5 centimeters. And then for a height, now this is of course on the base, you're looking at right around 3 inches or a hair under probably 8 centimeters, maybe a little over 7.5. As far as a width on the base goes, you're looking at a little over 3.5 inches or 9 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, and Robert Muldoon from the Mattel Jurassic World toy line in comparison to our Littlefoot from Guilherme Bilinski Art. And in comparison to these figures here, you can really see the smaller size, but I think this makes the model overall even more impressive because now seeing the smaller size in comparison to these guys, it's really quite shocking how nice the sculpt, paint, and detailing in general is. So hopefully in comparison to these guys, this will give you even more respect, I think, for this model. And then for a few more comparisons, here is the Mattel Baby Brachiosaurus, which I think sports kind of a similar look to the Littlefoot, a little bit, sort of, even though they're different species, as one is an Apatosaurus, one is a Brachiosaurus. But again, if you happen to have the Brachiosaurus from Mattel, maybe that will help give you an idea of the size. And if not, then here is a Takara Tomy Amargasaurus there, the Jurassic World Amargasaurus in comparison to Littlefoot. Again, the Takara Tomy figures are fairly small, so that should help for a comparison. I've also been using this figure for comparisons quite a bit lately. There is the Collect a Dimetrodon in comparison to Littlefoot. Again, a figure that was very popular that hopefully some collectors or most collectors would potentially have. And then for one final comparison, here is the Beasts of the Mesozoic Zuniceratops in comparison to our Guilherme Bilinski Art Apatosaurus Littlefoot right here. Again, showing off the smaller size of Littlefoot, and again also showing off the impressive amount of sculpt and detail and paint application for this Littlefoot. So this Guilherme Bilinski Art Land Before Time Littlefoot model is absolutely incredible. Another extremely impressive release from him. The very first time I've seen him kind of dive into the Land Before Time, and I do believe he's currently working on a Brontosaurus that you could potentially use as like an adult to Littlefoot. So that's something to look forward to from him in the future. And definitely a very impressive looking model so far as what he has created for that Brontosaurus release. But as far as this Land Before Time Littlefoot goes, again, it is picture perfect as far as what Littlefoot looks like in the film. And he's really captured the likeness, again, to make it look exactly like Littlefoot, but not only Littlefoot himself, he made the base look exactly like what you would see in the Land Before Time. And again, it almost appears as though he literally took like a screenshot of the film, pulled it out of the TV, and just brought it to life here and set it before me. Again, I can't give a model a higher compliment than that. If it literally looks like it was taken from the film and set here before me, that's about as impressive of a compliment as I can give a model. But again, the paint is beautifully done, really capturing the tones of color that you would see on Littlefoot and perfectly applying them to the model. And I love how he's gone ahead and kind of outlined all of the different creases and different joints and everything of the dinosaur, really giving it that cartoon-like appearance as far as the paintwork goes, but also, again, giving it that screen-accurate look. The sculpt is fantastic, perfectly, again, portraying Littlefoot, as well as a very nice, adorable pose for the dinosaur with the head turn and the very adorable looking open mouth with those baby-like teeth sticking out. Extremely cool, extremely cute all at the same time, as well as those nice turns in the front legs, again, giving it that childlike look in that area as well. And then we also have the really nice base, which also keeps up with the cartoon-like appearance to the base. The rocks, the earthy area, everything literally looks like it was just taken out of the film and put here before me. So as far as this goes, it is incredible. The fact that I have number 1 of only 50 is also incredible. I don't know for sure if this is still available to purchase, but I will include a link in the description to where you can contact Guilherme Bilinski on both Facebook and Instagram to inquire about purchasing one of these. And if you do not have social media, you can contact me and I can contact him for you to inquire further about purchasing. Again, with a limited edition number of only 50, there's not many to go around. So if you are interested, make sure you head over there, you contact him ASAP. So if there are any left, you can get your hands on one right away. But if not, you can always look forward to each and every one of his future releases as he's continuously creating new models. And those models are probably some of the best we will ever see from anyone, as he has created some unbelievable stuff in the past, and obviously still is to this day with this fantastic Littlefoot. So make sure you do all of that, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.